By day 3 of training camp for his fight against Daniel Dubois, Oleksandr Usyk was already deep into beast mode. No easing in, no warm welcomes, just pure grit. From machines to mitts, every movement screamed intensity. The Ukrainian champ wasn't just training his body, he was testing his limits. And the variety in his routine showed he meant business. Usyk kicked off the day with resistance machines, targeting his back, legs, and core. Whether it was seated rows, leg presses, or crunch machines, each rep was controlled, explosive, and purposeful. He wasn't chasing bulk, he was building functional strength that could transfer into power, balance, and endurance in the ring. Let's talk about speed drills. The man's hands are crazy fast. Watching him hit the double end bag is like watching a blur. Non-stop punches, all fast, sharp, and clean. And it's not just his hands. He's working his footwork too, doing ladder drills and moving in and out super quickly. It's like he's on springs. Next, in the training phase, Usyk stands firm as his trainer delivers repeated shots to his abs. No flinching, no complaints. This brutal drill isn't about pain tolerance alone. It's designed to harden the core and train the body to absorb punches, especially body shots that could come from a heavy hitter like Dubois.
Да мне тоже боляче, и шо?
Я ровно бью, так.
И шо?
Я ж тебе не так бью.
А я, это твои проблемы, я ты бьешь.
Давай.
Давай.
Sparring was intense but strategic. Usyk rotated partners to simulate different styles, working on angles, counter shots, and head movement. Each round was a test of timing and control. He wasn't going for knockouts, he was sharpening his vision and reactions under pressure, learning to read an opponent's next move before it came.
Гулятись, посміхатися і жити в цьому квадраті життя.
Finally, Usyk wrapped up with shadowboxing while holding light dumbbells. His fists flew with precision as the added weight forced his shoulders and arms to work overtime. This drill isn't just about stamina, it's about training speed under resistance, so his hands move like whips when the gloves go on.
3 weeks. Then I back to gym, boxing gym, condition gym. My wife talked to me, hey, please, maybe 1 more week you rest. I say, if I will be more rest, it's not help me. Now my prepare was good, was great.
Following that grueling third day of training, where Usyk pushed his body through machines, sparring, and punches to the gut, it's clear he's not just maintaining his edge, he's evolving. Every drill, every jab, and every drop of sweat is aimed at becoming a more complete and powerful version of himself. And fans or trainers don't just notice this power, it's respected by fellow champions too, including one of the most feared punchers in boxing today, Artur Beterbiev. In a recent interview, Beterbiev was asked if fans might ever see a rematch between him and Usyk, a throwback to their amateur days. The question was lighthearted, but Beterbiev's answer was serious and honest. He didn't dodge it, he simply acknowledged the difference. He made it clear that Usyk has become a much stronger fighter than he remembers from the past. Not just in skill, but physically. Even the idea of meeting halfway at a catch weight didn't seem realistic to him, because to Beterbiev, Usyk now carries the kind of strength that belongs to a heavyweight, not someone hovering between divisions. When the topic shifted to whether Usyk might drop back down in weight someday, Beterbiev was open to it. If that ever happened, he would welcome the challenge. But he also admitted that even cruiserweight still feels like a stretch because of how powerful and dominant Usyk has become. There was no bitterness in his tone, just respect. That kind of acknowledgement says a lot coming from someone like Beterbiev, who has a near-perfect knockout record and is known for his own punishing style.
But can we see, is it possible at all that we see a rematch from the amateurs, you against Oleksandr Usyk at like a catch weight or something?
No, he's too strong to me, you know. He's like heavyweight, like, you know, he's too strong.
But he said that he might come back down weight again.
Even he come back down, yeah, if he come back to light heavyweight, no problem.
Yeah. But not even at cruiserweight. Cruiserweight is still too big.
No, he's too strong. He's too good to, you know.
Teddy Atlas has been impressed with the training routine, and he showed it by breaking down a past fight, none other than the Great Fury versus Usyk fight. Teddy really gets into what makes Usyk such a unique fighter. He doesn't just see Usyk as a talented boxer, he sees him as a guy who could have competed in any era. That's a huge statement, especially when you think about the golden days of heavyweight boxing, with legends like Evander Holyfield in the mix. For Teddy, it's not just about the fancy footwork or the clean technique, though Usyk has plenty of that. It's about how complete Usyk is. Atlas says Usyk is solid in every area. He's not just a slick mover or a fast puncher. He's also mentally tough, physically durable, and smart in the ring. There's no obvious weakness in his game. He's not the biggest heavyweight, but he makes up for it with pure skill and heart.
It was only one guy. It was Usyk.
We're discussing over there where he belongs in the pantheon. He certainly belongs alongside Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
And could he have lived, because of his boxing skills and his toughness, he took all those body shots tonight as well, didn't he? Could he have lived with that era?
He's delivered some good body shots too.
He did.
Don't worry. He dished out as good as he got, if not a little better. But yeah, he's the kind of guy, you said it well, you know the game. He's the kind of guy could have lived in any era because he's a full package. He's technically solid. He's mentally solid. You know, he's got the physical gifts. He's not great in one area, but he's very good in every area. There's not one area you say, oh, he's bad in.
Teddy points out how Usyk takes those brutal body shots and just keeps going. He's seen Usyk hold his own against the toughest fighters, proving he's not just a flashy technician, he's got grit. Atlas compares Usyk to fighters from the past, saying he's the kind of guy who could have survived and thrived in any boxing era. He has that old school toughness mixed with modern skills, which makes him so dangerous in the ring. And even at 37 years old, Atlas believes Usyk still looks fresh, like he's got plenty of good fights left in him. Teddy says the only real opponent Usyk has to worry about now is Father Time, because no one else seems to be able to stop him. He's solid, mentally strong, and has put himself in a position to be remembered as one of the special fighters of this sport. And Usyk knows it too.
I asked Teddy Atlas yesterday, who can beat Oleksandr Usyk? He said one thing, Father Time. You understand?
В конце, хто міг побити типу Олександра Усика, тільки його батько? Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usyk.
Yes.
I think he's incredible.
Incredible.
I mean, I've watched every one of his fights. That dude is on such a different level.
And he's smaller than everybody.
He's fighting giants.
He's fighting giants.
When you're fighting a guy who's 60 pounds heavier with 10 ounce, 12 ounce gloves, it makes such a world of difference. Trying to hurt
Especially
somebody.
when the guy is fucking Anthony Joshua, you know?
But please understand, Usyk fought at, I think, 75 when he started out. He's not a big frame guy.
He's like 225, 230 as a heavyweight.
220, not even 230.
Not big. Not big,
and that's
man.
a lot of.
By the way, that was Tyson's weight when he was in his prime too.
Yeah,
there's something to be said for that because a 220-pound man like Mike Tyson can knock out any human being that's ever lived.
Yeah, your jaw.
The amount of power he can generate is insane.
Usyk is not just trying to stay ready for any opponent. He treats every fight as if it's his most important. That mindset shows in his attitude toward Daniel Dubois, a fighter many might underestimate, but not Usyk. When asked about Dubois, Usyk did not brush him off or talk about past victories as a reason to relax. In fact, he made it clear that what happened before does not matter now. For Usyk, every training camp is a new story, and each opponent is taken seriously, no matter what the record says. He is not thinking about the past or trying to predict the future. His focus is on the present, on what he can control right now.
Yeah, bro, now is like a story.
Yeah.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
We have now new fight. We have today, present.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Future, I don't know. In the past.
Usyk recognizes that Dubois has grown as a fighter, with 3 wins under his belt since his loss to Joe Joyce. Dubois is not the same man who once faltered under pressure. Usyk sees that and respects it. He called Dubois a hard opponent, not just because of his size and power, but because he is also a world champion. And Usyk knows what it means to face someone with that title. There is no arrogance in his preparation, only discipline. In camp, Usyk does not carry the attitude of someone who has already won. Even after beating Anthony Joshua twice, he trains like he has something to prove. That is what keeps him sharp. He does not allow success to distract him. His mind is locked on the task, and that task is to be better, faster, and smarter than whoever stands across from him.
Today.
How much of a more dangerous fighter do you think he is because of the 3 wins since then?
It's a hard opponent. Very hard.
Yeah.
You know, when I go to my training camp and my prepare and the focus for my prepare and my opponent. I not say, hey, listen, I win 1 time, I win second. Yeah, I win 2nd time, but for me it's serious. It's serious guy. It's a world champion. It's a big guy. Win with him Anthony Joshua. For me, just my serious opponent.
His motivation comes from within. It is not about proving critics wrong or chasing praise. It is about being ready. For him, beating Dubois is not just a step forward. It is a challenge that deserves full attention. This is why every day of training, from machines to sparring to being punched in the stomach, is done with full purpose. Because to Usyk, there are no small fights. Every fight is big when you carry the responsibility of a champion. What makes this fight even more interesting interesting is that Oleksandr Usyk's opponent is also one of his admirers. Daniel Dubois, despite being set to face the Ukrainian champion in the ring, does not shy away from giving Usyk his credit. He knows who he is up against. He has studied the tapes, watched the wins, and understood the skill that has taken Usyk from cruiserweight greatness to heavyweight success. But that admiration does not mean hesitation, it is just respect before the storm. When asked about Usyk directly, Dubois did not look past him. He acknowledged Usyk as one of the best in the world, ranked high for a reason, but he followed that by stating that it is now his turn. In his mind, this is the moment when the younger lion steps up, when the division shifts, and when a new name takes the spotlight. He is not just coming to compete, he is coming to take over.
Just a word about your opponent. I mean, obviously, you think you're going to win. He'll go in there thinking he's got every chance of winning. How do you see him as a fighter?
I see him as a top guy, isn't it? He's got to be at one of the best in the world, ranked, you know, globally. But now I think it's my time. I'm the young lion here, and I've got to prove that I'm a new force, a real force in the division, and I'm going to take over.
Dubois has knockout power in both hands. Most of his wins have come from pure force, and he believes that same power will carry him through against Usyk. He has called it bombs away, promising that on fight night, he will be the one pushing forward, throwing the harder shots and refusing to back down. For him, this is not just another bout, it is the moment he believes he was made for.
Now, if my maths is still right, 21 of your victories have come with straight knockouts.
Yeah, fireworks. It's going to be bombs away on the night. Yeah.
Is it going to be a big punching fight? Is that how you see it?
I'm going to be the one throwing the bombs and just coming through whatever I have to come through. No, I'm not going to be denied.
And
whether that happens or not, we will have to wait and see. But one thing is certain, both men are preparing like everything is on the line. Let us know in the comments, who do you think takes it, Usyk or Dubois?